All right, welcome. This is a course introduction for MIS302 in this spring 2021 semester at Cal State San Marcos. So welcome everyone. Should be, I think, an enjoyable experience for you this semester. So I wanted to start off by talking a little bit about the syllabus, course expectations, and just do a real quick walkthrough of the material that's in Cougar courses for you. So this particular course section will be an asynchronous immersive learning format. Not quite at the level of what MIS 304 is. 304 is a completely immersive version of this course. That's a 4-unit course. This is a 2-unit course, but it will be fairly immersive. You're expected to do things as opposed to more of a traditional lecture style. Okay. What this means by being asynchronous, you can watch the lectures at your leisure. Okay. The online access information is in Cougar courses, and I'll show you where that's at. Okay. Office hours, I offer that by appointment. That gives the most flexibility to you. So just send me an email saying you need to set up an office hours appointment, and then I will let you know what I have available. It would be helpful if you included information on your availability, the days of the week, times. Give me multiple options, please. And if I can't make something work there, I will let you know what I have available. Okay. I will also have a monthly happy hour on Friday afternoons at 4 p.m. Okay. This will be open to all of my classes. So I'm teaching multiple classes in the spring, and all of my classes that will be open for everybody. Okay. It's an Ask Me Anything format, and I will offer breakout rooms if students want to socialize with each other in smaller groups. Okay. All right, so let's move on. So this is a course that introduces you to management information systems. Okay. So by the time you're done with this course, you should have an understanding of the roles of information systems in an organization, how hardware and software are used in management information systems. You should be able to understand what a cloud-based system is and their impacts on organizations, large and small. You should understand how IS provides competitive advantages to businesses. You should be able to at least understand the fundamentals of a network. You should be able to communicate in written form. You should have, and this is one of the most important skills in this class, you should be able to demonstrate critical thinking and problem solving skills. Okay. You should be able to demonstrate an application of analytics to business situations, proficiency in the use of technical tools, and you should be able to apply ethical and socially responsible principles to business situations. There is a required book. It's MIS 9th edition by Bid Golly. I believe it's 2018, and the ISBN is in the syllabus. So you can get that from the bookstore, you can get it online, or you can use the ISBN search engine link that I provided in the syllabus, and you can find it at a very low cost all over the internet. All right. You don't need any textbook extras. I know the textbook publishers really push you to buy those things. If you did, it would be a complete waste of money. Okay. I don't use any of the extras. I don't use the codes. I don't use the labs. I don't use their C-Engage MindTap software. Okay. I think that stuff is garbage, and I prefer to produce my own lab and homework materials that I provide free of charge to students. Okay. You do need to do the assigned readings, okay, and do that before you listen to the lecture if possible. Okay. Since this is an asynchronous course, attendance is not going to be taken or tracked, but you do need to complete all assignments. Okay. We aren't going to have a participation grade because this is an asynchronous course. Now, you are not allowed to make any audio or video recordings, nor share any other information that I provide on the internet or with others. Okay. So please don't do so. That would be a violation of copyright, and that's against the law. Okay. Graded components. So a few things. Number one, 2% of your grade is going to be what I call course tool setup. Okay. This will not be accepted late, but you still have to do it regardless. You might as well get the points. Okay. By the end of week 3, you need to submit this. And this is outlined on, I'll show you in a second when it's outlined specifically in Cougar courses. But this is in Cougar courses, there's a couple of things you need to do for this course. Okay, so do that early so you can take advantage of those resources. And then 28% will be homework. So I've assigned 8 homework assignments worth 35 points each for a total of 280 points. That equates to 28% of your grade. Okay. There are 4 quizzes worth 50 points each. That equates to 20% of your grades. So each one is going to be 5%. There's a final exam worth 20%, and there's a project worth 30%. The project will be a group project, but I understand with COVID it's difficult. You can't really mesh schedules as well, and you certainly aren't allowed to go meet up with the folks in this class for this assignment. So basically what that means is asynchronous work. I don't want you to have to do it by yourself, and I want you to be able to work in a group on it. So I will be doing group assignments, but I'm going to wait till the add drop period finishes. It's not critical for you to start the project now. I haven't even written the assignment yet. Okay, that will be a practical application of the knowledge. So it's in your best interest to do the homework as we go along rather than procrastinating. Okay, so a few things. The course tool setup, you need to add yourself to Microsoft Teams. The instructions are in Cougar courses. And then there's also something called Hootsuite. And it's a social media management software platform that you're going to use for this class. You need to do that ASAP. Okay? As part of that, you're going to get free 2 certification exams. Okay? And you aren't required to do the certification exams for this class, but if you do so, you get extra credit opportunities for each of those. Okay? And you'll see the drop boxes in Cougar courses for that. The homework, very important. This always scares folks, but it's actually very simple. I'm a nice guy, at least I think so. And so you have 8 homework assignments, and I grade them on a pass-fail. Okay, so if you make a good faith effort to do the work, but you fail along the way, that's all part of the learning process. So you either did it or you didn't. Okay, so follow the instructions, make a good faith effort. If you just blow it off, you won't get the points. But if you make a good faith effort and if you encounter issues, you document the issues for me so I can understand the thought processes you went through, then you'll get the points. Okay. More details for each of them. They are a lot of fun. At least most of them are. Maybe all of them for some of you. Okay. And there will be 3 of the 8 will actually be in a gamified format. Okay. All right, there are 4 quizzes in Cougar courses. You'll just do them. They're open note, and they'll cover material since the previous quiz. Okay, pretty straightforward. There'll be 1 final exam that you'll take online in Cougar courses. The exam has, I believe it's 200 questions, actually worth 1 point each. But that's subject to change. We are not going to be able to have extra credit questions on the exam itself because of limitations in Cougar courses. The project will be immersive learning that will be due at the end of the course. So the homework assignments will help you with the project. So if you get the homework done, as you go along, you will learn the skills you need to do the project. If you wait till the last minute, you are going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay. You're going to really struggle to catch up. The grading skills are very straightforward. It's listed in the syllabus. To calculate your percentage score, you just simply divide the number of points in Cougar courses by 10. And again, assuming the total points. So there's 1,000 points in Cougar courses. If you divided that by 10, that would be 100%. Okay. All right. The university writing requirement, okay, you're going to be doing a variety of small writing assignments and then a little bit larger one for your project, but there's not going to be a huge paper due in this course. Okay. Late policy, I'm extremely generous. So although I really encourage you to complete the quizzes and homework assignments as we go along, I will accept them until the date that's in the syllabus, which is like the second to last week of class. Okay. If you have a medical situation, say COVID or anything else, then and you need more time beyond what I've already given you, then all you have to do is request an incomplete, and then you can get additional time up to a year. Okay. But I can't give you an incomplete. So if you're failing the course, which I hope you don't, but if you are failing the course, it's on you to actually ask me for an incomplete. I'm going to say yes. Okay. It's a terrible situation we're in right now. So I'm understanding of that. Okay. But you have to say yes, and you have to do the incomplete contract in my CSUSM. Okay. So I will send that to you if you ask me for it. You are also responsible for making sure you have a copy of all the assignment instructions. Okay. Quizzes and exams, they're going to be replaced with something else. But everything else, you need to make sure you download before the end of the course, because Cougar Courses goes away, and that information is not retained forever. Okay. All right. Make sure you are following instructions very carefully. So read that section. There's a lot of examples. Okay. Every assignment in this course, except for the quizzes and exam, must be submitted in a PDF file. No exceptions. Okay. There are too many security risks of accepting Word documents and other file formats. I will only accept a PDF file for any assignments in this course. Okay. So make sure you convert Word documents, etc., to a PDF file. Okay. Also, only submit the assignment to a particular Dropbox. So don't go and submit, 3-4 different assignments to the box. I'm not going to go try to figure out which box they belong to. It's too much. Okay. Okay. I guess one last thing is I've enabled multiple submissions to correct a deficient homework assignment. Okay. But once I've graded it, I'm not going to grade it again. So you should make sure that you follow directions carefully. It's a critical business skill. All right. There are some assignments like the project where I'm just going to provide general instructions for how to submit, and we'll give you some guardrails, so to speak, for how to complete the assignment, but I might be intentionally vague. And the reason for that is to exercise your analytical reasoning, experimentation, and critical thinking skills. Okay. So you should carefully read the instructions provided and raise any questions about that assignment in Microsoft Teams. Okay. All right, resubmission, other than medical exceptions, which I discussed above, I don't provide makeup exceptions. And I also don't permit you to resubmit for a higher grade. Okay. Homework, it's either pass or fail. You either did it or did not. Okay. Some students try to ask me to review their submission as a way to try to review it. Review it ahead of time before they submit it. Try to work around that. It's just not feasible to do. Okay. And it's unfair to those who just submit their assignments. So as a matter of policy, I just don't do that. All submissions have to be submitted through Cougar Courses. So if you email me an assignment, it will just be deleted without being read. There's security risk with that. Okay. So submit it through Cougar Courses. For your protection and to protect my computer, in light of all the recent cybersecurity issues going on, I no longer grade things on my own computer. I have a secured environment that only can read PDF files, where I grade everything, and then I don't browse the internet or anything else on it, so it's secure, and you don't have to worry about my machine getting hacked, and I don't have to worry about your machine getting a virus and passing it along to me. All right. Extra credit, I have a reputation, if you've looked around or talked to others, I have a reputation for giving a lot of extra credit in my classes because I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to get an A if possible. Okay. So if you do the work, you get a good grade. But extra credit's not an entitlement. So I provide it at my discretion. And if I see, abuse of that, then I may not provide that anymore. Okay. Also, if I see complaints about it, then I may just not provide it anymore. Okay. So there are a couple of extra credits already posted, and there could be more throughout the semester. Okay. For the project and your homework, you're encouraged to form virtual peer tutoring groups and work collaboratively to solve challenges. I'm providing Microsoft Teams, which is a university system, to allow you to have collaboration even without us being in the classroom. Okay? That being said, for the homework assignment, every student has to submit their own homework assignments. Okay? Don't submit someone else's work as your own. You need to be able to do the assignments. Okay? You can ask for help, but you need to be able to do the assignments. Right? The project is going to be a group project, so only one person per group needs to submit that. And when we get to that point where we do the groups and whatnot, I will explain to you exactly how you're going to do that. Okay? We are using Microsoft Teams. It is required to use it. And that's part of the initial assignment worth 2% is to get that working. Okay. If you have any type of technical issues or can't sign in, you should contact the student help desk. Okay. Once you're actually logged into Microsoft Teams, you should be able to just click the link in Cougar Courses, enter the join code, and you should be there. If for some reason the join code doesn't work, you can let me know and I can add you manually, or you can try adding it without the join code and it'll just request that I approve the request. Okay. The lectures are in Cougar Courses. We have had to change it. It's not going to be in YouTube after all. Okay. So it is in Cougar Courses and the captioning and all that good stuff is already up there. All right. Course questions in general. If you have questions about material, assignments, careers, etc., if it's not confidential, use the Microsoft Teams room. Okay, that way everybody gets the benefit, and I don't answer the same question 5, 6, 20, 40 times. Okay, it helps me to help you by doing that. Okay, if you email a question in that category, you may just receive an automatic response telling you to use Microsoft Teams. If you have a confidential matter such as your grades, etc., perfectly fine to email me, and please do so. Just indicates a confidential matter in the subject line, and I will respond Monday through Friday. And you should allow probably 2 business days for response. You might receive a response outside of those times and days, but I wouldn't expect it. Okay, send one message and wait for a response. Okay, you make it more difficult for me to respond if you send me 10 messages on the same thing. Okay, happened before. All right, there's a list of technical competencies, nothing super extravagant for this course. Basic stuff you should be able to do, having been in college for a few years, having grown up with technology, probably most of you, and haven't used it in the past. Okay, if you have any issues with, Cougar Courses, email, etc., the help desk information's there. Okay, and academic honesty. So academic honesty is very important. I take it very seriously. As much as I don't want to report students, if you violate that policy, I will have to report you. So just don't do it. Be honest. Make your education valuable. Because if you don't make it valuable and you cheat, pretty soon your degree becomes absolutely worthless. So, you want to make sure that you uphold the institution's values. All right. If you need accommodations, then send me a private message, and also, you have to contact DSS, and then we'll work together to work through that. That includes if for some reason you need to record the lectures for your own use. As long as you go through DSS on it, that is not an issue. Okay, but you have to go through DSS and get those accommodations. Right. The class schedule is listed here in the syllabus. And so for week 1, we're going to be focusing on chapter 1 in the course introduction. So this is the introduction to the course, and then chapter 1's lecture is already posted. So your assignments due are to set up your Microsoft Teams and to set up your Hootsuite account. Okay, don't delay on that. That's very important. The Hootsuite, also make sure you get your coupon codes, because you only have a certain amount of time after you set up your account to get those, and then you lose them. And if you lose them, I can't help you get more. Okay. That's like, I think, $300 worth of free training that can help you to get a job that, differentiates you on your resume. So certainly do that, especially if you're in marketing. The next week we'll do computers, which is chapter 2. Then we'll move on to databases, which is chapter 3. You'll have a quiz due, but again, with the late policy, you don't have to do it. I just really recommend that you do it as it comes up. You need to have that course tool set up done by the end of the 3rd week. Okay, no late submissions on that. Week 4, we're also going to do databases. So week 3 will be more of a walking you through the general concepts, a very light demo that's recorded. And then on week 4, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a demonstration of going through and actually using databases. So there'll be supplemental material added later for that. Week 5, we're going to talk about the legal and ethical issues, which is chapter 4. Week 6 is going to be information security, chapter 5. That's a big topic right now, by the way, so should be pretty interesting for us. Week 7 is going to be networking, chapter 6. Week 8 is going to be chapter 7, which is the internet, intranets, and extranets. Then we go on spring break in week 9, although I'm not confident that any of us are going to be able to go anywhere. You do have the time off, and I'm not going to assign anything that week. Okay. Week 10 is going to be a topic of e-commerce, chapter 8. Week 11 is going to be social media management. That's where we're going to start using the Hootsuite material. So there's no textbook reading for that. There's supplemental material in Cougar courses. Week 12 will also be that supplemental material. Okay, so it gives you 2 weeks to do that. Then in week 13, we're going to do information systems development, which is chapter 10. Week 14, we'll do enterprise systems, which is chapter 11. Week 15, enterprise systems, management support systems, and global information systems, which is chapters 9 and 12. And then week 16, the last week of the course, is going to be intelligent information systems and emerging technologies. That's chapters 13 and 14. Plus, I have a number of supplemental videos on some cool things like 3D manufacturing printers and smart devices, IoT, that sort of thing. Virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality. Week 16 is when your project and homework are due, and it's also your last chance to submit any late quizzes. Okay? And then week 17 is final exams. I don't know the final exam date yet. It hasn't been made available to me. So when I know what that is, I will post that. All right? The syllabus is in Cougar courses, so let me go ahead and share my screen now. Okay, so you should see Cougar courses on my screen here. So when you log in, you're on the introduction, okay? And the only thing here will be your announcements. This is where I'm going to be giving you very timely information, you know, if something needs to change, okay? There is a course information tab. Oops, sorry, my bad. There's an assignment submissions tab. Almost missed it, okay? This is where all of your assignments except for the final exam are located. This is where you submit them, and this is where you find their instructions. Okay? PDF files only, as I already stated. So you have your course tool setup submission right here in the instructions. Okay? You have, and I've ordered these in the order, so the assignments are together, and then there's quizzes at the bottom. Okay? The assignments are ordered by relatively to the weeks that we cover the material. So the first one is user interfaces. This is a game. Okay, you're going to play the game, and it's a little bit different interface than you're used to. Right now, you've probably, most of you, if not all of you, have only ever used a graphical user interface like Windows or Mac. Okay, but long before graphical interfaces, we had something called the command line interface, and it mostly went away for a long time, but it's come back, and it's being used in business in a variety of sessions. So you're going to learn the basics of how to use it. Okay. And so in this game, there's no way to win it. I don't think there's an ending to it. It's very similar to the Oregon Trail, which is an older computer game. Okay, but the purpose is to get familiar with an unfamiliar application and interface. Okay, it's a critical skill. You might be asked to go use a new system tomorrow at your job, and you have to learn it. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Terminus website, do the homework, follow the instructions that they provide. Here's a screenshot of me starting to play the game. You need 5 screenshots of your progress. I don't care how long you play the game, just play with it a little bit, okay? And then you're going to write a 300-word reflection paper. The details are, in the assignment for you, okay? The next is a database homework. This aligns with the week 3 material. For the second one here, there's no writing requirement because I've set it up as a quiz. Okay, and so with the quiz, and I'm going to go ahead and open it so you can see what it looks like. Okay, This is a standard COBA assessment used of every student, but we've made it in an electronic format now, so nobody has to handwrite it anymore. Okay? But you're given a scenario here relating to the campus. You're given some data. Okay? You're given some parameters. And then you've got these boxes, and these letters correspond to these choices down here. And so when we get to this unit, it'll make more sense. You're going to choose the correct answer for each letter, okay? And it's based on the data above. You can't make any assumptions unless it's supported by the table. This is where folks tend to try to fight this hypothetical, okay? The second question also relates to the above data, but you've got this additional data, okay? And then you're asked to, for each one of these, this is a student table, ticket table, etc. We'll get into this in a couple of weeks, okay? Don't worry about it if you don't understand it right now. We will go over this. I just want you to understand how you respond to this. These are just true and false answers, okay? And you pick the correct one. That's the second homework assignment, okay? And that will be after week 3. You should probably do that. All right. Then we go into information security. So in week 6, I'm going to have you what? Guess what? Play another game. And this is going to be a really fun game, I think. This is brand new. This is the first time we get to do this particular game. It is very similar to the types of games that you probably use all the time. Now, if for some reason you fundamentally just have some reason why you can't play these games, that's okay. All you need to do is email me and ask for an alternate assignment. So if there's some reason you cannot play either of these games, the first one or this second one, just email me and ask for an alternative assignment and I can come up with something for you. Okay. Again, you're going to go through the progress, you're going to take screenshots, and you're going to write a reflection paper. Okay. PDF format as well. Then for week 8, we have a website homework where you're actually going to create a website. Now, I don't care what you use. I've given a couple of examples, but you can create use any system that you want to create a website. You're going to create a website and you're going to share that information with me. Okay. This one doesn't require that you write a reflection paper. It does require screenshots and that you provide the URL for me in a PDF document. Okay. And then week 11, we're going to do social media. So you're going to log in using the stuff that you set up ahead of time. And you're going to go through and do the first certification course for the platform. Okay? There's 2 chapters. It's about 2.5 hours long. Okay? Then you're going to write a reflection paper. If you want to do the certification exams, you can. Those are extra credit. You submit them separately. Okay? Then we've got the information systems development homework for week 13. So you're going to go through and create user stories. Again, all these homeworks, I'm going to go through them in detail as we cover the material. Okay? So this probably means absolutely nothing right now, and that's okay. You're going to go through and create user stories as part of this. They're a lot of fun. We'll talk more about user stories closer to the end of the semester, but you're going to create them, and I've created a couple of examples of user stories. Okay? And so that's what you're going to do there. Week 14, you have enterprise systems, and so this one is another game. It's a little bit different game. Okay? It's a PDF file that you can print. You can just leave up on your computer, whatever you want. It's pretty long. And you're going to go through and set up a fictional company in an enterprise system called Odoo. Okay? And then you're going to go through and you're going to run through 4 different scenarios for running a business. Okay? So there's some accounting aspects. There's some manufacturing aspects, supply chain, services, sales, marketing, etc. Okay, so there's something for everybody in the organization. And then the last homework assignment is on emerging technologies. Okay, and so ordinarily in this emerging technologies, we would actually be using the school's virtual reality headsets, but COVID has kind of ruined it for everybody. Okay, so we aren't able to do that. But the next best thing is we've got 3 topics here. And you pick one of these topics and do some research. Not scholarly research. I'm not looking for a journal that was published 10 years ago. I'm looking for current events, okay, current news sources. So it does not need to be peer-reviewed or scholarly. Okay, you can go out and Google and look at news sites and technology publications and things like that. Okay, and you're going to write a 300-page summary of what you find. Okay? Then you've got the 4 quizzes. Here you go, the 4 quizzes right here. They tell you what sections they're on. Then when the project's ready, it will be posted here. And then here's the 2 boxes for the extra credit. Okay, where you submit those. All right, and then course information. This has helpful information on the syllabus, how you set up Microsoft Teams, and how you do your Hootsuite. Okay, please do not give the Hootsuite information out to others. If other professors want to use it for their classes, they can sign up for their students. Okay, if you give it out to others, then we may not have enough for everybody in this class. All right, week 1, you can see every week has a week number, and the only thing on that page is the material. Okay, so these are what the things you need to do for week 1. Okay, and the lectures are linked. Okay, and so you'll see the same thing week after week. Okay, and then the final exam, when it's posted, will be here. I can see it. You all won't be able to see it until May 1st. So you will actually have a couple of weeks to do it. Okay, and I did 195 questions, it turns out. And I believe one of them is worth a lot more points than the others. Okay, so that is it. Now your scores will be posted in the gradebook as I grade things. Okay, please check that regularly for things. If you don't see a grade, then it's because I haven't actually graded it yet. You can always check the drop boxes to see if it was submitted or not. All right. Well, good luck, and I hope to see you in Microsoft Teams. And we can have synchronous and asynchronous conversations there throughout the semester.